So, what if you could unlock the full potential of your mind? I mean, really unlock it. Well, today, we're going to dive deep into some of the oldest Buddhist teachings out there, the Pali scriptures, to uncover this incredible, timeless framework that promises just that. Let's get into the four bases of power. Okay, so let me ask you this. Could you shake an entire palace with just your big toe? Sounds like something straight out of a superhero movie, right? But believe it or not, according to these ancient texts, a monk named Moggallana did exactly that. He was dealing with a bunch of rowdy, distracted colleagues and, well, he needed to get their attention. So what did he do? He made the whole palace tremble with a single touch of his toe. Seriously. Now, this wasn't magic or some kind of trick. This incredible feat is attributed to the development of something the scriptures call iddhi. Think of it as a kind of spiritual or even psychic power that comes from some seriously profound mental development. And this story, by the way, comes from the Saṃyutta Nikaya, which is a collection of texts that are thought to be the Buddha's own words. All right, so the big question is how? I mean, how on earth does someone develop that kind of focused power over the physical world? You know, the texts are actually surprisingly clear about this. They point to one single source: the dedicated cultivation of four very specific mental qualities. This whole path is known as the Iddhipāda, and that literally means the bases or the foundations of power. These four qualities, they're the bedrock. They're what these extraordinary capabilities are built on. So what are these foundations of power? Come on, let's take a closer look. So here are the ingredients for mastery. The best way to think of these four bases is like the essential ingredients in a recipe. Each one is totally distinct, but they have to work together, in concert, to create this incredibly powerful unified state of mind. Okay, first up, we have chanda. This is your will, your focused intention. But look, we're not just talking about some fleeting wish here. No, this is that deep, burning desire and resolve to achieve a goal. It's the engine that gets the whole thing started. Next up is viriya. This is all about energy. It's that relentless, sustained effort and persistence you put in. So if chanda is the engine, think of viriya as the high-octane fuel that keeps it roaring. It's what powers you through every single obstacle and keeps you going for the long haul. And then we've got citta. This one is about the mind or consciousness itself. It's your ability to keep that mind totally unified, unwavering, and just locked onto your goal without getting sidetracked by, well, anything. This is the laser-focused steering that directs all that powerful energy. And finally, we have vīmaṁsā. This is the wisdom part of the equation, the investigation. It's that intelligent analysis that is constantly checking in, assessing your path, and fine-tuning your approach. It makes sure your efforts are actually effective. You could say it's the GPS that guarantees you're always heading in the right direction. Okay, but here's the catch. It's not enough to just have these four things. The ancient texts are really, really clear about this. There's a crucial balancing act involved. And this right here is where the real genius of this system lies. It's a delicate art, because without that balance, even your best intentions can lead straight to burnout or just giving up. Yeah, the scriptures warn us about two extremes we have to avoid. On one side, your mind can't be what they call atilina, that's too slack, kind of lazy, withdrawn. But on the other side, it can't be atiphagahita, which is too strained, agitated, and restless. The whole game is about finding that razor's edge, that perfect sweet spot right in the middle. So the goal is to get your mind perfectly tuned, just like a master musician's instrument. It's not all sluggish and contracted in on itself, but it's not scattered and distracted by everything going on outside either. It's this amazing state of relaxed alertness, a powerful, almost effortless focus. And when you strike that balance, the result is this incredibly powerful, integrated state. The texts have this amazing metaphor for it. They say it's like a red-hot iron ball, glowing, malleable, and just ready to be shaped. See, this isn't just a mental thing. It's a complete unification of your mind and body, and it leads to this feeling of profound lightness and just vibrant energy. So you might be wondering, what's the point of all this? Is it really just about shaking buildings or getting superpowers? Well, the texts lay out a whole spectrum of results, from these totally extraordinary feats to something far, far more profound. So on one hand, mastering these bases was said to unlock these unbelievable iddhi powers. We're talking about things like multiplying your body, passing right through solid walls, even flying.
These are basically seen as the natural side effects of a mind that's been completely mastered and unified.
And believe me, this level of mastery has huge consequences. There's this famous story where the Buddha tells his attendant Ananda that anyone who had perfected these 4 bases could, if they really wanted to, live for an entire aeon. He was basically hinting that he could extend his own life. But Ananda's mind was kind of clouded and he missed the cue. The moment passed, the Buddha relinquished his life force, and the story goes that the earth itself shook in response. Wow. Okay, so this is the crucial point right here. While the powers are absolutely spectacular, they are not the ultimate goal. Think of them as signposts along the path. The true aim, the real prize, is nibbana, the final, complete, and irreversible end of all suffering.
You know, the scriptures have this beautiful way of describing it. They say the whole process is as natural and inevitable as the river Ganges flowing down to the sea. When you develop these 4 bases of power, it's like you create a current inside your own mind that just pulls you, irresistibly, toward that ultimate peace and liberation. So what does all this ancient wisdom mean for us, right here, right now? I mean, most of us don't have any palaces we need to shake. Let's talk about how to bring these principles into our own lives.
Look, levitation might not be on your to-do list for this week, but these 4 principles, they are a timeless, practical blueprint for achieving pretty much anything meaningful in your life. Harnessing your will, sustaining your energy, unifying your focus, and sharpening your wisdom, that's how you create real, actual change. It doesn't matter what your goal is. Maybe you want to master a new skill, hit a huge professional milestone, or completely transform your own inner world. This framework gives you a clear path. It's all about cultivating that deep, balanced, and powerful focus you need to make real, lasting change happen. So when you get right down to it, this ancient wisdom is basically handing us the keys to the kingdom. It shows us exactly how to develop the single most powerful tool we will ever have, our own mind. And so the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?